Everybody sign in just for the sake of, let me put, I'd like to call our meeting to order. And ask everyone, let's start out by introducing ourselves because we are televised, and it would be nice if everyone yes, when the light is blinking twice, it looks like he's got the camera back there going. I don't know if he's using this camera, but he's using that camera back there.
It's blinking.
Yeah. Joe, can you give us a signal if you're back there working? Can you come out and give me a flashing a wave?
You're live.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Thank you to all for coming out. This has been an unusual day with the snow coming right at rush hour, making things lots of fun getting around. So I thank you all for coming out. Rich, let's start with you and introduce yourself and what organization you're with.
Rich Brandeis. I'm with Cass School District 63.
Okay.
Days Lashak Tri-State Fire Protection District.
Now, what happened to your elected officials? Are none of them coming?
I don't.
Yeah, because that was the idea here at the outset.
Find out.
Yes.
Asked to come and I said I would.
Okay, I appreciate you coming out, Dave, but yeah, we were trying to get the elected officials who make the decisions at the tri-state. So, Rich, do you want to?
Ray Jablonski, Darien Park District.
He's another Rich, huh?
Ray.
I know.
You always call me Rich.
I turned to you
My
and I called
oldest.
you Rich. Okay, go ahead.
Claudia Manley, Hinsdale High School Township, District 86.
Kathleen Abate, Downers Grove Township.
Marion Kupika, Indian Prairie Public Library.
Victoria Soriano, Indian Prairie Public Library.
And the library is very well represented today. Thank you very much for being here. Let's start out with the approval of the minutes of October 7th. I only have 2 copies, so I'm hoping that all of you had a chance to review them online before. And it's, I'd like to have a motion to approve them, or if everybody wants to take a look at them for a few minutes.
Put a motion on the floor to approve the minutes of October 17, 2014.
Motion made by,
7th, isn't it?
I'm sorry, October 7th, 2014.
motion made by Vicky Soriano
Second.
and seconded by Rich Brandeis. Any discussion or any changes to the minutes? It was a recap. Obviously, it was a recap of the town hall meeting. So, some suggestions that we came up with at that. So, if there's no discussion, the roll. I guess I'm taking the roll. All in favor? Aye. Very good. That item is down. Let's, we typically go right into what events all of you are having at your organizations. Why don't we start there again tonight? And Rich, do you have anything going on at the schools?
In terms of events, no. Usually we also talk about any initiatives between
Yes.
different bodies. We'd like to thank both District 66 and District 61. Over the last couple of months, 63's had a lot of school bus problems, and they have loaned us school buses.
I didn't know that. Oh, wow, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I guess, and maybe the representatives from the library would know more about this, I guess you guys are in the process of doing a strategic plan. And I think because we've been through that process in 63, our superintendent was asked to review your strategic plan.
Great. We're right in the middle of it.
It's a fun process.
Gee, I did my interview quite a while ago with, what is the individual's name from?
Dan Wiseman.
Yes, okay, so that's still, are you still going through the interview process of no?
No, we're actually at the stage where we're almost finished gathering things, and we've had a couple of retreats where we have all the information. So now it just has to be more fine-tuned, and then it'll be written, actually.
Yeah.
So we're getting there.
Well, we've done comprehensive plan updates, so I know it's not, I know sometimes people don't understand, but it's a month, possibly a year's process,
Well,
just
we
coming
plan
up with it.
to have a finalized plan in April.
Okay, and how many months have you been at it?
Well, it's hard to say because we've done some surveys, and so those kinds of things, stretch out the process. But see, with our strategic plan too, it's heavily input from the staff because they're actually the ones who do a lot of the implementing, as you know.
Come on up, Janine. Hi. Oh, that's okay. I was too, so it's not bad. This is Janine Kiewit from District 61 joining us this evening. Come on up. You know what? Do we have your name tag? Oh, we do. Good. Come on here. Or Ray, whichever you want to see. You want to sit next to Dave or Ray or Rich? Okay, you got your choice. Thank you for joining us. But Rich was just pointing out some of the things going on, how District 61 and 66 has helped 63 while they were going through their
Buses,
bus issues. So pass that down to Janine.
loaned us
So-
school buses.
Yeah.
Did we really?
See, see, how
nice.
about that? Yeah, sometimes the administrators take care of it and don't share. Okay, Dave, anything going, any special things going on with the Fire Protection District?
We put in a new service for a new ambulance. It just got in about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, make sure you speak into the microphones. I was reminded to remind everybody to do that.
Yeah, we put in a new 2015 ambulance. We just put it in service about a week ago, 444 chassis. So
Do you have one, or is this the second one that you're,
This is one right now.
Okay.
We're going to replace them as they go along, but they'll all be the same, so.
so how many ambulances do you have in service now?
We have two, we have the 2 ALS, and then we still have our reserve ambulances too.
Okay,
So,
interesting, okay. All right, and Ray?
Darien Park District, let's see, February 7th and March 7th, we have our indoor flea markets at the community center from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Admission is free. February 12th, we have our daddy-daughter date night at Chuck's. There is a fee, and you need to pre-register. February 14th, Valentine's Skate at Sportsplex, 7:50 to 9:50, and unfortunately, I didn't write down AM or PM, so I'll have to find that out for everybody.
What date is it?
It's February 14th.
Oh, that sounds like a Saturday, so it could be either or, yeah,
it is a Saturday, yes.
yeah.
It's free, but you need to pre-register. And March 14th is our spring craft show from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the community center.
A lot going on.
Yep.
Okay, Claudia, what's happening with District
Over
86?
at Hinsdale South, I think coming up on February 7th is the athletic club's hosting of casino night at Ashton Place.
Booster Club.
Booster Club is hosting it over at Ashton Place. And I'd actually like to take a break and thank Mayor Weaver and the Public Works Department for their fine work on the snow removal. It was fantastic, and it was curb to curb and down to the pavement immediately. It was just fantastic. So I just wanted to express my gratitude to the mayor and to the Public Works Department for that.
Well, and we were on television last night. Did anybody see
saw
it?
that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a hold of that tape to put on my website because it was such good information. And we've had a number of people write and email us about it. And you know what? We get it all the time. We get compliments all the time. I did get one criticism, but that went to, there's a street that we share with Downers Grove called Williams. You know, 61, you guys would probably know where it's at. And one side is Downers Grove, the other side is Darien. So the residents there want us to plow it because Downers Grove doesn't do such a good job. So, but this time one of the residents had an issue. So staff is taking care of that to make sure we address that in future snow plowing events. So, Kathy, Claudia, were you? Yeah. Okay. Good.
Last November, the Downers Grove Township put on a ballot to authorize the township to coordinate garbage pickup for unincorporated areas. And it won, I think, by 60%, maybe 62%. So the township is now looking at putting out RFPs. We're about to do that. We're going to be interviewing and talking with all the homeowners association presidents in March 7th, I believe. And then we're going to do an RFP and put out those requests for a one waste hauler. So our idea is to not have everybody have their own contracted waste hauler up and down the streets of unincorporated roadways throughout Downers Grove Township, to have one. So the goal is to keep the cost down for the residents, number one, and number two, to keep the big trucks, numerous big trucks, off the streets. So perhaps the paving and the road repair won't be quite as hefty of a cost. So that's what we're working on right now.
Kathy, is this the first time you've gone to doing something uniform with waste hauling?
Waste hauling, yes. We don't, everybody currently, if you're unincorporated Downers Grove Township, you have your own, you contract on your own. And you would
Wow.
not believe the variances in costs per household.
Yeah.
Some people get great contracts and great costs, others pay through the roof. So there was an outcry to us. Can you coordinate it? Because I know Darien does it. And we have one waste hauler. It's no problems. You get the best one you could get, the most reasonable price. You offer all the options possible. People sign on, and it works. So, and then you got one truck up and down the street once a week as opposed to many trucks. So unincorporated Downers Grove Township has a lot of trucks currently, and it chews up our roads. So we're hopeful that we'll get one that everybody can agree to. I'm sure we'll have a couple complaints perhaps, but hopefully not. And we'll see. We'll go from there.
Boy, that really, the whole effort in all of us getting together was to find ways to work together. And right away, Kathy, I'm looking at that and thinking, oh my gosh, why can't the city of Darien and Downers Grove Township work together on this? We routinely go out to bid. In fact, we just renewed or re-upped with the same vendor. We had that option to go to 2 more years, and so we did. And gosh, why couldn't you jump on our bid or something like that? So can one of my staff members reach out to one of your people?
Absolutely.
To
Because
see if we can't do something?
Because we have a lot of unincorporated roadways within Darien. Obviously, it goes throughout the whole township, but if we can get one hauler that offers Darien a great deal, perhaps they'll want to take on some more customers
Yes.
and give us a better deal, or
Yeah.
who knows?
In years past, we went out to bid with Downers Grove, and there was a time when they decided to go a different route with the type of hauling. So that's when we stopped. We haven't bid with them
Okay.
since then. But oh my gosh, this is quite an opportunity.
Yeah, okay.
We
well,
we
good.
gotta look at it.
We'll connect.
Yeah,
We'll connect.
yeah,
That's great.
excellent. Who's the supervisor? Is that Frank Worcester?
Yeah, Frank
okay.
Worcester. We're having our first homeowners association meeting in March, the beginning of March. I think it's the 7th, at the township offices. And we're going to be talking to the leaders of all the unincorporated homeowners associations. They all have concerns that they want to make sure they're met, which is fine.
Yeah.
But this is another opportunity
Yeah.
to.
Oh, I think it's a great opportunity for us to work together.
Yeah,
So we'll
wonderful. Thank you.
see what can happen.
Mhm.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, library.
Library,
You-
well.
you have lots of things happening.
We always have lots of things happening. We are doing, in cooperation with the Chamber of Commerce for Willowbrook and Burr Ridge and Darien, a teen summer job fair. So they were trying to put together with any business opportunities that might have opportunities for the teens in the area. And that is going to be later in the spring.
Okay, Joe just poked his head out. We got to make sure we focus on speaking into the microphones. I guess
Oh,
it's
sorry.
hard to
Joan.
get picked up otherwise.
But that's on our website, and the deadline is for signing up is February 6th. So if there are any businesses in the 3 communities that we serve, we'd appreciate any cooperation we could get for the teens in our areas.
Now, are you going out to solicit any of the businesses to provide?
We've attended their meetings
Okay,
and put this out there.
okay,
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a lot of response at this point, so we would like to get it out there as much as
okay,
possible.
that's great. I know that our summer help is usually local residents, and I think we end up with college students more than we end up with. Sometimes they start in high school and then they just stay with us.
Going,
Yeah,
right,
keep coming back for the summer. So
Deadline on that
February
Um,
6th.
This Friday,
Yeah.
February 6th.
through the website or?
Yes. Our IPPL website, and then it's jobfair.info.
Okay. I think I received. Didn't you just do your usual email blast? Didn't I see it on there?
Right, it was just in
Yes.
on today's website.
Okay. I think I just got an email at home. Yeah, regarding it. Okay.
Also, we have 2 fundraising initiatives through your online shopping, both with Fundinko and iGive. So you can sign up through both of those servers to support a small portion of your purchase would support the Indian Prairie Library, and you can attach that.
How does that work?
You go actually onto your providers, onto their websites, Fundinko or iGive,
How do you spell those?
Fundico,
Okay, Fundingo.
and then I, but it's a lowercase I, and then uppercase G, IVE. And it's Amazon.com for Fundinko, and you get 3% of every dollar.
Okay, so are you purchasing something at this, and then they give you, they're giving something to the Indian Prairie Library?
Right, so if you go and you're buying ebooks, for example, that are available through Amazon, 3% of that ebook purchase would go toward the library.
Okay.
And once you sign up, it becomes seamless.
Okay, very good.
So.
Well, Claire Bongiovanni couldn't be with us tonight, but I know that the Chamber is having sponsoring a bridal shower over at Carriage Greens, February 22nd. Have any of you been asked to be models?
No.
Guess who got asked to be? I can't say no, is written across my forehead. No, but I'm sure it's it's going to be a wonderful event. So that's great. Lots of great things happening. Now, at our last, in part of our minutes tonight, were suggestions for the town hall meeting. So I wanted to, we already set a date. September 24th is the next date. I'm looking at the minutes. So I think that, we should probably plan a meeting in May so that we start the kickoff of advertising it, getting the word out, even though it'll start the summer, but we have avenues to get information out to people. So I'd like to set a date for our next meeting, unless people think, no, I don't think we can do it in April. Too much happening. So let's look at May, and I think, does anybody have a calendar? I think May 5th was was that the date I saw for
May 5th?
May 5th? Is that?
Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
It's a
It's a
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
and we always stick with the first Tuesday of every month because it's not in the way of all of our group's meetings. Okay, so May 5th will be the next date for this group. And any other thoughts? We made some ideas down. The next town hall meeting, September 24th. Claire was going to check. I'm assuming she did, and we've got the room. We're going to downsize it, eliminate the bartender, have a table with pitchers of water and glasses for the residents to use. And we decided we talked a lot about what we were going to do at this event, and it looks as though there is a call for a greater state of the city presentation as part of this, because when we did the first one, it was all state of the city, and we didn't get a lot of face time for all the organizations. So we've got to find a balance there on doing that. But I suspect, as we keep at this, as we keep doing this, we'll start to get more people to come in and get involved. The first year we did it, I think there was more issues going on, that we had a big turnout. And last year, this past September, not so many people came out. And of course, we had a very large room, so it made it look even smaller. But any thoughts on that? What would all of you want to change? Anything that you do at the event?
No, I think like for us, having a table, showing the public what we do, we usually have some PowerPoint or whatever, stuff like that is perfect.
Yeah.
And then, one of our members will be up with you guys up there.
We
but,
did that. We
yeah.
did that. Yeah.
And it's always good to have them come up and talk to us, whatever they want to talk to us about, they're more than welcome to.
Okay.
So I thought the question and answer was really good.
Yeah.
For each person this time, the way you did it the last one was really good. But like you said, just wasn't a ton of people that showed up.
No, and I'm hoping that, as we keep advertising this, and I think we criticized ourselves, because we didn't feel like we advertised it enough, that last year's September 26th event. So if we do a better job of advertising, we should be able to get a bigger crowd
The
there.
topic, the 75th Street, the project, that
The-
and the trees. Those were the two big topics.
You mean at the one
Yeah,
just this past
yeah,
September?
last September. Those
Actually,
were
we
the two.
got people from the Farmingdale Village talking about some of the issues there. They have a ongoing park issue there that the Park District and us are responsible for, and we're duking it out as to who's going to do what with the park, but that was one of the issues I remember. Yeah. How did your district 63 always does a great job with all the kids there.
Yeah, it's
How
just, I think the feeling from everybody is kind of wishing there were more people. There's a lot of effort that goes into that presentation. And so I think the only thing that we'd like to see is just some way to draw more people in, whatever that would be.
Any ideas?
Give away something, a raffle.
Appetizers to bring everybody in.
Well,
We have to
okay.
find something of value that everyone thinks is valuable, perception of value.
And we as a political organization can't have a
Can't do
raffle.
that, right.
Yeah, so that puts that idea out of the way. So what could we do?
Can't offer free snow plowing out of your driveway.
Actually, what's happening now is, because our plows have to go down the street so quickly, people are getting their driveways plowed back in. And so today's cleanup was going back and trying to clean out, the aprons on residents.
Really?
Yeah, because,
Phenomenal.
well,
I should have waited.
I only wish
yeah,
where I live does that because they plow you right back in.
yeah,
And
it's,
for me, it's a little different, but I got like an 80-year-old lady living next to me that still drives, and I feel bad for her. We got to do it, but they just push it right back in on you.
yeah. Yeah, and of course, they don't, we end up having to replace mailboxes if we get too close to the curbs. So I think with the first passes, they never get right to the curbs. But today's cleanups, the start of today's cleanups are a lot
Great idea.
closer. Yeah. So any other things? What else can we do? Do you think the schools are working together as much as you possibly can? Now you just
mean on the
gave,
presentation?
yeah. Now you just told us that 66 and 61 came to your rescue for buses, but
Yeah, I
is
don't-
there anything else that you guys can do together?
For the town meeting?
No, I mean,
Oh.
now I changed subjects, going back
Okay,
to,
sorry.
yeah,
You
going,
lost
yeah, I did, I'm sorry about that.
Actually, I think that those three school districts work together very closely because
Yeah.
the administrators have worked together for so long that I would guess that they're probably pretty much optimizing whatever thing.
You guys should trumpet that more often.
I do know, I do know that we are working with we're trying to work with some of the other school districts on homeless children because we have to supply taxi cabs to them. I know that Bob Carlo has gone to the other two school districts to try to see if we can carpool with these kids because the expense is getting so high of transporting the kids back and forth to school.
Are there any
Ginny, yeah,
siblings
get
over
this closer.
at the high school, though?
I don't know.
Because that might
I mean,
be a
those
way
are
to,
all, we're just starting to walk because it's just getting so
It
cost
is.
prohibitive in our budget that we really, I don't mean to use the word carpooling, but that's, how you have to use it.
it costs our district $30,000 to $40,000 a month.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting really.
And these are mandates from the state,
No,
correct?
they're not mandates. What it is you have to supply transportation for the student to get to the home school. However, some of them live in such odd locations that there's not public transportation or Metro or something available, much less for 63 and 61. You're talking about 5-year-olds, not a high school student. You can't ask them to
Right.
take Metro,
Right.
you know.
And you can't just put them in any old cab. You can't put them on the
Right.
bus. So you have
The
to.
driver has to be cleared
Yeah.
through DCFS and all
Yeah.
that.
I just don't think you guys talk about all these issues that are facing you as much as you should. I mean, my goodness, the Rotary's involved with, making the backpacks. Should we get the Women's Club more involved in some of these things? We got a number, the Lions Club. Are we using all of our resources as well as we can?
To those
Well, except
organizations.
the Lions Club does, they've made a donation to Education on Wheels that comes to Lay School once a week for adult bilingual education. Look at the Lions Club, may not do as much directly with the schools, but they fed 200 families this past holiday. That took a lot of manpower, it took a lot of money to do it. So they are reaching out to the community to help these kids because when you deliver those meals, those are kids that my kids at least go to school with.
Yeah.
So I think in that point, yes, They do reach out to the community and to the school districts. What they do at the high school, I don't know. That's something that that school district would have to go to the Lions Club and approach them about, because that's what we did with 61.
Gosh, there's got to be something is this the first time you're hearing about this? No, you've known about it? This is the first time I'm hearing about it. Ray, is this the first time you're hearing? You know, it's like, Dave, you too? It's like, wow, this is important stuff to get out, and how can you resolve this issue? How can you, and that's the only thing you have, is you have to get cabs?
You have, well, first of all, you've got your, free and reduced. So in 61, 2 of our schools are at 40% free and reduced right now. So we are supplying breakfast and lunch to those children. Not only that, is that if you have a homeless child, then they fall under free and reduced, as well as providing them transportation back and safe transportation back and forth. And then in school budgets that maybe a lot of people don't know about, and Claudia does, is that if you have children with special needs that you can't in-house educate, you have to provide transportation and pay the tuition for those children to go to a special education facility. So there's just a lot in a school budget right now that people
Don't know about.
even know
Some
about.
of those special needs kids, because our district pulled out of LADSI, we're looking at pulling them back in-house now and creating classrooms and hiring staff for those teachers. And it first of all, keeps the student closer to their family, and integrated into the school community, which is better for the student overall. But in the long run, paying a teacher in-house and maybe an aide or two in order to run that classroom is actually cheaper than paying the tuition. So we're looking at trying to save money in that fashion. But Janine, I think we should probably have our administrators touch base if there's any siblings at your school.
Yeah.
Oh my,
Great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that would be big.
Well, and just to just to put in another, what the community is doing for some of these kids is the Rotary is providing
The backpacks.
the backpacks.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what.
Right.
I was talking about,
Oh, that's
and if you want to get involved, March 3rd is the next Rotary event where they're making up the backpacks.
And I also have to say that actually the Darien police have kind of been involved with some of this as well in the terms of their cooperation, because we have residency issues with certain students, as well as issues with homeless students who may or may not be homeless. And the police have actually helped and assisted with some of the investigations through incidences that have occurred in their course of their duties. And they have gotten that back to our district, and it has assisted us at least find one student as a non-resident.
Yeah,
And the student has been excluded, so.
yeah. And so that's our resource officer there. Okay. Well, it's obvious that we are working together on many levels, and I just keep brainstorming to see what else can we do for each other. I think it's extremely important that we do. So I think we need to do more getting out that information to residents. I know Kathy and I, this is the first time we've heard about this. I mean, and that's the only avenues you have. You either have to hire a cab, or what else? What other?
No, you have
Well,
That's it.
Don't you supply gas cards sometimes to the parents? If you can get the parent to transport them, that's optimal,
Right.
and it's cheaper. But they're not always in a situation where they can do that. I know in the grade schools, it's almost exclusively taxis. If
One
someone lives
child per
along a
taxi.
train line or something, we can give them a train ticket, but that doesn't
Uh,
happen very often.
Yeah, absolutely.
I said,
This
at
is
the
something
town
we
hall
should be
meeting,
talking about
like
at the town hall meeting.
presentation, so the public, I mean, if it's a good turnout, or even if it's on TV, people can see it. Maybe you'll get people to donate, you'll get, help. from all
We
over.
do tape the town hall meeting, and then it is shown on our channel. So
So I'm sure there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that don't know about it.
no, it's,
So,
well, when I mentioned, District 61 hosted the movie, A Place at the Table, and I would like to get that in front of a lot more organizations, because it's eye-opening as to the issue of hunger in America, and how many students alone just at District 61 are in need, but the Rotary can only provide maybe 100 meals for these kids. So there is huge needs out in our little old Darien, yeah. So in DuPage County, it's hard to believe. But at any rate, yeah, we need to get that information out. So I think the school districts, I think you need to work on that as part of your presentation when we have the town hall meeting. Food, I don't know. We cut out the bartender because Chuck said nobody came to to get something to drink. So what's the point? But your thoughts on food? Of course, yes. You'll probably say yes, right? Appetizer. I don't think it's that kind of meeting. I don't think it's that kind of meeting that's conducive to having food. Okay. So the rest of the ideas, I guess we'll just go with that unless anybody has any other ideas on what you think we should do at the event. Okay, let's see. All right, we've gone to that. We've identified May 5th as our next meeting. Is there any other items that anyone feels we would like to talk about this evening? I just thank you all for coming out in this wonderful weather. It's okay. So if there's nothing else that we have to discuss, I would like to ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, Ray Jablonski made that, and Vicky Soriano seconds that. A motion. Yeah, Smokey Robinson, The Miracles.
Yes.
Okay.
Second that emotion.
Second that emotion. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, see you on May 5th, 7 o'clock, same time.
Ray, do you have a list of those events?
Sure.
Yeah, those are, thank you, Miriam. You're taking minutes. I appreciate that.
I couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah, if we got